Hey guys, my name's Sammy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about my hefty book of the month backlist. If you don't know what book of the month is, it's a subscription box that you can get. I think it's $9.99 for your first order and then $14.99 for every subsequent order. And they pick 5 books of different genres that are like new releases that are they pick like the best of the best, and you get to pick what like one book from that month's picks, and they send it to you. I get them every month and then I don't read them as quickly, so I have a shameful book of the month backlist that I'm going to talk about today, and I'm also going to do my April book of the month box unboxing for you at the very end. Just another book to add to my backlist. So these are not going to be in order of when I received them because I did not put them in that order, so we're not doing it that way today. So the first book of the month book I have that I have not read yet is, I don't even know what it's called, Gods of Jade and Shadow, and this is by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This cover is beautiful, and I know that there's some like magical, there's some fantasy involved. I'm not sure if it's magical realism, but I heard so many people love this book, and I don't know, I have not been in the mood to pick this up. I will go ahead and read the blurb for you. So it says, the Mayan god of death sends a young woman on a harrowing, life-changing journey in this dark fairy tale inspired by Mexican folklore. Okay, so it's got some Mexican folklore involved, which is actually, I appreciate that because it has cultural perspective that you can gain. I like reading about stuff like that. So let's continue. The jazz age is in full swing, but Cassiopeia Tunn is too busy cleaning the floors of her wealthy grandfather's house to listen to any fast tunes. Nevertheless, she dreams of a life far from her dusty small town in southern Mexico, a life she can call her own. Yet this new life seems as distant as the stars until the day she finds a curious wooden box in her grandfather's room. She opens it and accidentally frees the spirit of the Mayan god of death, who requests her help in recovering his throne from his treacherous brother. Failure will mean Cassiopeia's demise, but success could make her dreams come true. In the company of this strangely alluring god and armed with her wits, Cassiopeia begins an adventure that will take her on a cross-country odyssey from the jungles of Yucatan to the bright lights of Mexico City and deep into the darkness of the Mayan underworld. Honestly, I think up until this moment I have not actually read the blurb in full. So this sounds really interesting, and I don't know why I haven't picked this up yet, but I'm hoping that I can pick this up soon and actually figure out what all I'm like really interested now because it sounds really interesting. But anyway, yeah, I'm hoping I can get to this one soon, and I'm probably going to say that about all of these, that I hope to get to them soon, because I do, but sorry if that's redundant. Anyway. The next one I have here is If Only I Could Tell You, and this is by Hannah Beckerman, and I think this is a debut novel. Oh, I still have the bookmark in here. Book of the Month also gives you these bookmarks, and they all kind of say different things. This one says, pick up where you left off. I do love this, because then I have a whole collection of bookmarks, and apparently I didn't ever take that one out. Audrey's dream as a mother had been for her daughters Jess and Lily to be as close as only sisters can be, but now as adults they no longer speak to each other, and Audrey's 2 teenage granddaughters have never met. Audrey just can't help feeling like she's been dealt more than her fair share as she's watched her family come undone over the years, and she has no idea how to fix her family as she wonders if they will ever be whole again. If only Audrey had known 3 decades ago that a secret could have the power to split her family in 2, and yet also keep them linked, and when hostilities threatened to spiral out of control, a devastating choice that was made so many years ago is about to be revealed, testing this family once and for all. Once the truth is revealed, will it be enough to put her family back together again, or will it break them apart forever? It sounds like it's full of family drama. It also sounds like it's going to be kind of more of a heavy hitter, and maybe that's why I haven't picked this one up. I don't know. I do enjoy reading about family dramas and kind of the mundane and I mean, I don't even know if the problem in The Secret is mundane, but usually with like family dramas, it's not something that's like this exaggerated journey that you're going on. It's just about families being families and having issues, and I appreciate that real life quality. So this does sound like something that I would definitely want to pick up and read. Again, hopefully I can get to this one soon. I need to get my book of the month backlist down, guys. Down. Next ones that I have are all thrillers. The first one I have here is The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. This is getting a ton of praise. It kind of reminds me loosely, because I don't know fully, The Death of Mrs. Westaway, just because it has something to do with inheritance. This one says, soon after her 25th birthday, Libby Jones returns home from work to find the letter she's been waiting for her entire life. She rips it open with one driving thought: I am finally going to know who I am. She learns not only the identity of her parents, but also that she is the sole inheritor of their abandoned mansion on the banks of the Thames in London's fashionable Chelsea neighborhood. The home, even in its dilapidated state, is worth millions. Everything in Libby's life is about to change. What she doesn't know is that others have been waiting for this day as well, and although they've been in hiding, they are now heading her way. Nearly 25 years ago, police were called to 16 Cheyne Walk with reports of a baby crying. When they arrived, they found a healthy 10-month-old safe and sound in the upstairs bedroom. In the kitchen, 3 dead bodies, all dressed in black, were seemingly posed next to a hastily scrawled note. The 4 other children reported to live at Cheyne Walk were gone. And The Family Upstairs, the best-selling author of Then She Was Gone, delivers a powerful and propulsive story of 2 families living in a house with the darkest of secrets. This sounds really good. Why haven't I read this? I need to read this. This sounds so good, and it reminds me so much of, it has like, again, pieces of like The Death of Mrs. Westaway, in the sense of like someone's finding out who they are through an inheritance, but it also reminds me of like true crime murders that I've heard in like My Favorite Murder, which intrigues me to no end, and I need to read this. This sounds so good. I think I might actually pick this up after. No, wait, no, I can't. This isn't part of my April TBR. This sounds so good. I might just throw my April TBR out the window and pick this one up next. Oh no, I've been derailed. Next up, we have, this one has blown up. I've seen it all over Bookstagram, and I have not read it yet, of course, and that's The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. This is, I think, like a horror-ish, I think it's horror and thriller, but the blurb, it takes place in 2 different timelines. So we're in 1982 and 2017 in upstate New York, and I will read the blurb for you. So, upstate New York, 1982, Viv Delaney wants to move to New York City, and to help pay for it, she takes a job as the night clerk at the Sundown Motel in Fell, New York. But something isn't right at the motel, something haunting and scary. Upstate New York, 2017. Carly Kirk has never been able to let go of the story of her Aunt Viv, who mysteriously disappeared from the Sundown before she was born. Carly decides to move to Fell and visit the motel, where she quickly learns that nothing has changed since 1982, and she soon finds herself ensnared in the same mysteries that claimed her aunt. So, sounds, again, super interesting. It's weird, it kind of has like a similarity in the sense of like family learning, family secrets. I feel like all these books have that same thread. But again, this sounds really interesting. I've seen it everywhere, and I just need to get to it already. I've been looking at it, and I'm such a mood reader, so I always look at it and I'm like, I'm not in the mood for that, and then I end up picking up something else and I just need to read it. And then when I ordered that one, Book of the Month, you have the option of doing an add-on book, so you can go to any past Book of the Month boxes that they've done in the past, and if the book is still available, you can add it on to your subscription box, and I think every add-on is $9.99, and I got The Final Girls by Riley Sager. I've read The Last Time I Lied, and Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, and loved them both. They were so good. And he's actually coming out with a new book. I don't know if it already came out or if I think it's coming out in May, but don't quote me on that. I know he has a new one coming out, and it's more of a, I think it's like a haunted house story. I could be wrong, but Riley Sager has become one of those like automatic read authors. So on that note, I need to read this. So this one says, 10 years ago, college student Quincy Carpenter went on vacation with 5 friends and came back alone, the only survivor of a horror movie scale massacre. In an instant, she became a member of a club no one wants to belong to, a group of similar survivors known in the press as the Final Girls. Lisa, who lost 9 sorority sisters to a college dropout's knife, Sam, who went up against the sack man during her shift at the Nightlight Inn, and now Quincy, who ran bleeding through the woods to escape Pine Cottage and the man she refers to only as him. The 3 girls are all attempting to put their nightmares behind them, and with that, one another. What? Despite the media's attempts, they never meet. Now Quincy is doing well, maybe even great, thanks to her Xanax prescription. She has a caring, almost fiancé Jeff, a popular baking blog, a beautiful apartment, and a therapeutic presence in Coop, the police officer who saved her life all those years ago. Her memory won't even allow her to recall the events of that night. The past is in the past. That is, until Lisa, the first Final Girl, is found dead in her bathtub, wrists slit, and Sam, the second, appears on Quincy's doorstep. Blowing through Quincy's life like a whirlwind, Sam seems intent on making Quincy relive the past with increasingly dire consequences, all of which makes Quincy question why Sam has sought her out. And when new details about Lisa's death come to light, Quincy's life becomes a race against time as she tries to unravel Sam's truths from her lies, evade the police and hungry reporters, and most crucially, remember what really happened at Pine Cottage before what was started 10 years ago is finished. That was a really long blurb. That was really long. Okay, so essentially, there are 3 girls, and all of them are survivors of some mass murder of some sort, and then they're all like trying to move on with their lives after this traumatic experience, and then one of the 3 final girls is found dead, and then the other final girl contacts Lisa, the main final girl. Okay, I think I get it. It sounds really good. I've heard great things. Obviously, Riley Sager is one of those authors that is just blowing up like crazy, and especially because he has another book coming out soon. I think next month, I'm pretty sure. I do really want to read this, and I think I'm going to read this next month. Maybe this one and this one I'll definitely read next month. With that, I have my last book of the month backlist book, which is this month's book. I'm going to unbox this right now. Let me get my super intense knife and open this one up. So this month, I got, so if you want to see what this looks like, you open it up and you have your book, and then there's this cute little quote here. It says, "You've got great taste." Thanks. And then you take it out. It's nice and plastic wrapped for you. This month, I got The Library of Legends by Jamie Chang. I think this one is kind of part historical fiction. There's some magical realism in it. It sounded really interesting and something that I was like kind of in the mood for. I don't know what category this was in, but I'll read the blurb. It says, China, 1937. When Japanese bombs begin falling on the city of Nanking, I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of these. Nanking, 19-year-old Hu Lian and her classmates at Minghua University are ordered to flee. Leon and a convoy of students, faculty, and staff must walk 1,000 miles to safety, a journey marred by the constant threat of aerial attack. And it is not just the refugees who are at risk. The group has been entrusted with a priceless treasure, a 500-year-old collection of myths and folklore known as the Library of Legends. Leon finds friendship and a cautious romance with the handsome and wealthy Liu Xiaoming, But after one classmate is murdered and another arrested, Leon realizes she must escape before a family secret puts her in danger. Accompanied by Xiao and the enigmatic maidservant Sparrow, Leon makes her way to Shanghai, hoping to reunite with her mother. On the journey, Leon learns of the connection between her two companions and a tale from the Library of Legends. This revelation comes with profound consequences, for as the ancient books travel across China, they awaken immortals and guardian spirits who embark on an exodus of their own, one that changes the country's fate forever. This sounds amazing. Yeah, this sounds super awesome, and it kind of reminds me of the gods of Jade and Shadow and that whole like cultural folklore thing being entwined with the book, which is something that I personally love. Now I don't know, I have so many books to read. I don't know. And then again, here is the bookmark. This one says this is the good part, which I can add to my collection. But yeah, this is one of the April Book of the Month books, and that concludes my Book of the Month backlist, and hopefully I can get them sooner rather than later and not put them off, because then comes May and another book. But yeah, so that's a total of 6 books that I need to get to eventually, soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. You can check in with me, and I'll have a video out at least once a week. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.